Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're heading back to Toronto and touring around one of the original stations on the TTC subway system, Summerhill. This station is among the lesser used from stations of this era, but it's located near the wonderful North Toronto station on the CP mainline, so let's take a look at what it has to offer. Summerhill Station is one of the original stations on the Toronto subway system, having opened all the way back in the 1950s. The station is located just north of the Canadian Pacific Main Line that stretches across Midtown Toronto, right at the intersection of Yonge Street and Shaftesbury Avenue. But it's otherwise not located on a large boulevard of any kind, being some distance from both St. Clair to the north and Bloor to the south. This means that the station primarily serves residents of the Summerhill neighborhood, and it ranks at the tail end of all TTC subway stations in terms of ridership, especially without any major bus connection. We're starting our tour today on Yonge Street, heading north from the CP rail corridor up to Shaftesbury Avenue and then turning east on it. A bit of a walk later and we arrive at Summerhill Station's lone entrance/station building, a charming little one-story affair all decked out in brown and red brick that very much gives off a mid-20th century vibe. There's also a small parking lot right behind the station building over the rail corridor, and right along the sidewalk you'll find a row of bike racks and a small bike share station, all very standard issue for a Toronto subway station. Alright, let's head inside the station doors. The small amount of space really is quite reflective of how much ridership this station gets, with just enough space outside the fare gates to fit a ticket booth and a couple of fare machines, and not much else on the other side. Most of the wall surface area is covered with some sort of map or wayfinding, but otherwise there's a lot of natural light coming in through the windows. The concourse area is attached to a walkway, which in turn leads to staircases down to either side platform here at the station. And no, unlike almost every other station in the TTC subway system, this station doesn't have any escalators or elevators, so you'll be using these stairs every time you visit. The platforms here are clad in cream-colored tile, with the red benches and station names giving them a pop of color, but otherwise these are quite standard platforms, with your requisite TV screens as well as designated waiting areas near the stairs. With there being only one entrance at the northern end of the station, the platform is definitely neglected further down. In terms of the neighboring areas of the station, we previously mentioned the CP rail corridor, but otherwise there aren't too many destinations around the station. That said, there is a lot of interesting stuff for the transit inclined. Just south of the rail corridor is Canadian Pacific's former North Toronto station, now an LCBO liquor store, which we've covered on the channel before. An entrance near here would definitely be a huge boon to the station. Now, just north of here, it turns out the subway line used to run on the surface, such as near Rosedale to the south. But it was actually decked over, something which is bound to happen to the other sections in the future as well. You can see the grassy roof on the tracks at Summerhill Avenue, with elements of the bridge also visible, which makes the location kind of stand out. And of course, Yonge Street always has lots to offer, with numerous stores and restaurants located nearby. So that about wraps it up for our tour of Summerhill Station. It might not stand out much from the rest of the stations surrounding it, but that just means not many people have explored the local area, so I hope you enjoyed this tour.